we have to talk about Nestor Cortes. Nestor Cortes, if you forgot who this guy was, he pitched for the Yankees. He may have been on the mound for the greatest baseball moment of my lifetime, since I was born after Kirk Gibson. And heck, even if you were alive for Kirk Gibson, some people might argue it was just as good, if not better. He was the guy who gave up the home run to Freddie Freeman. Well, he had some things to say, Blake, about the Dodgers, about the World Series. I'm going to give you the full quote. This is off DodgerBlue.com. He said, "We had done enough to win that game. They can talk whatever they want to talk. But if we win game 1, which we should have, we lost 2 and 3, we win 4, we should have won 5, then we would have gone back to LA up 3-2. So people can say it slipped away from us. People can say we made a lot of mistakes, which we did. But at the end of the day, we were the better team. I see it that way, and I'm sure everybody in the clubhouse sees it that way. The reality could have been going back to LA leading 3-2. It didn't happen that way. They deserve all the credit in the world. They won the World Series. At the moment, they showed they were the better team." That's a quote. That's a person who has a thought.
That is a take. The funny thing to me about this all is, like, the only game the Yankees won is the one the Dodgers gave them. They said, like, we don't care. You win this game because we know we will beat you again. Like, that's how confident the Dodgers were. They literally gave the Yankees a win. The Yankees scored 46% of their runs in the series during that one game the Dodgers punted and did not try. 46%. The highest the Dodgers scored in a game was like 28% of their runs. So a pretty big difference there. Basically half of the Yankees' runs the series came in that game. They were averaging 3 runs a game outside of that. You're not going to win baseball games averaging 3 runs a game very often, especially not against the Dodgers. Going back to before the series even started, going back to the beginning of the playoffs, everyone said, like, the winner of the World Series is going to come out of the National League. We all know this. Like, most people thought the World Series was the NLDS between the Dodgers and the Padres. And I think that series proved that was true. Those teams played very competitive. It was a great series. The Padres almost gave the Dodgers, like, the boot right in the first round there. Like, they were up 2-1 in the series. They had a chance to actually win it and move on. They didn't. Everyone after that point was like, yeah, the Dodgers won the World Series. Like, no disrespect to the Mets, how they were a good team last year. Like, they weren't the Dodgers. Yeah. And no one expected the Dodgers to lose after they beat the Padres. That all that talk right there, like, no one talked about the Yankees. Like, it was, yeah, the AL is a really bad division or league, and we don't know who's going to come out of it. It'll probably be the Yankees because they're the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah.
That's what ended up happening. Then you get to the World Series, and it was the Yankees playing exactly what we thought. Like, they were the best of a bad bunch to make it from the AL. So for them to come out and say, like, or for Nestor specifically to say this when he was the guy who gave up the Grand Slam, like, it's just a really weird take from him. And yeah, just like say we lost, they were the better team, and move on. You're putting all this pressure on the rest of the team because now media is probably going to ask Yankees players like, hey, did you agree with this comment, or what did you think of it? And there's just no upside to saying this besides getting trolled and clowned about it, because now, like, everyone's just going to make fun of it. There's not a single person really besides some, like, delusional Yankees fans who are going to agree with that. Like, what is the actual benefit or upside of saying this?
Yeah, he gets his name in the news, I guess, for a change. Everything you say, completely agree, retweet, all of those things. And I would just add, like, whenever we have these conversations, it's like, well, we would have won if we had caught the baseballs. It's like, yeah, but you know what part of baseball is? It's catching the baseball. It's covering first base. It's making a play at shortstop. It's catching a fly ball to you in center field. Like, those are not just like accidental things like, oh my gosh, we're so unlucky. The Yankees defense has been an issue all year. Guess what? Their defense killed them. Like in game 1, Nestor Cortes, the funniest part of this whole thing is you were the guy that gave up the home run. Like, you were the guy that made a bad pitch. Freddie Freeman made a great swing. Those are all parts of the baseball game. And so to say, well, we should have won this game, well, you didn't. And the reason you didn't is because things happened on a baseball field, which is typically what happens when 2 baseball teams play each other. And that's how games are decided, by guys making good plays or bad plays on a baseball field. So I love this quote. I love that Nestor Cortes is saying it. I love that he thinks they were the better team. I love that he's like, everybody in our clubhouse agrees with us. If only we had won this game and this game and this game, then it would have been different. 3-2, we would have won. Like, it's hilarious. I love it. We're in the content business. This is great content. Like, this guy sounds like a clown. He is a clown. And again, this is the guy who gave up the Freddie Freeman home run. It'd be less funny if he was a random guy in the bullpen, but he was the guy who blew them a game. Like, The reason they lost game one was because of one person, and his name is Nestor Cortes.
The funny thing here is the Yankees who have been talking about it are the guys who didn't make an impact at all or make it a negative impact. Like John Birdie was the one who was talking, like he was mad about the Dodgers talking, and it's like Birdie wasn't even on the playoff roster and he was irrelevant all year. Like, what are you guys doing right now?
Amazing.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. I love it for the perspective of we get to make fun of it now and it'll be funny. It's like Nestor Cortes says they were the better team and he's the guy who gave up the grand slam. It's a very funny storyline, but just makes no sense from his viewpoint to come from saying that. And yeah, I mean, they need to perform better if they want to say that. And like, even if we want to give them like, yeah, you were the better team, well, that doesn't matter. If we want to do the better team wins the World Series, the Dodgers would have like 12 rings right now. So
it's true. Amazing. Thank you, Nestor Cortes. We appreciate you. We think you should share your thoughts more often on the 2024 World Series and all of things. Anything you have thoughts on about the Dodgers, I'm here for, Nestor. We appreciate you.